Hey guys, GameBoy30 here once again. We're back in Forza Horizon 5 with a different kind of video. This one, how the heck do you tune the number 11 Ford trophy truck? That's right. Now, I bring this up for this truck particular because it's a special truck in this game. It's a Baja truck, and it won Baja 1000 in, 2014? This game takes place in Mexico, home of the Baja 1000. You would think they would want to highlight this truck. It would be a feature truck even. But no, instead it's just genuinely one of the worst vehicles you could possibly drive in this game. And it's not even any fault of the vehicle itself. Sure, the vehicle body roll here and like weird handling, that's all because it's a trophy truck. But the main issue is the damping values are like really weird with this truck. Once you get above 120 miles an hour, the shocks stay fully extended instead of actually squooshing down from like the body downforce and like, you know, the weight of a 6,500 pound truck on them. But no, they stay fully extended even if you slam it, and that gives us that really weird behavior on landings. That's why it makes such a big crunching sound too and slows you down and carts you off in random directions. It's all because of a bug. I believe because the sway bars on this truck, the rear sway bars, let's see if I can get a good picture here. Yeah, these rear sway bars are mounted backwards, are mounted to like the cab here. Whereas every other big off-roader in this game has the rear sway bars towards the back bumper, you know? And because of that, the game gets confused. It's like they flipped the nose but didn't change the names, you know? And that gets us all that weird behavior. It's all in the rear. The front is actually pretty well behaved for a trophy truck. It's all in the rear. So watch this. We lost quite a bit of speed there. But it's the rear that makes all the big crunching sounds on these big, hard, flat landings of this track. I'm using this track as an example because it is the most obvious with these kinds of landings. It's got 3 of them. So 100... down to 40 miles an hour. We almost do a front flip, and our lap time is even flagged for a collision. That's no good. So let's find out how to tune this truck and get the most out of it. It's never going to be at the top of its like A-class racing. It's not even the best extreme off-road racer, unlimited off-road racer, you know? But if you want it to be just a good truck, here's how you do it. Giving us a basic grip tune to get the front to actually bite. Most of the time in this game you want to go for like 150 or 165 for your sway bars, but I want this to still be a trophy truck and have a lot of body roll that you can throw around and have fun with. So I'm going to do 5 and 15. Likewise for the springs, I'm going to keep it really squishy. I'm just going to raise it up a little bit. So 250 on the front and 200 on the back. I like to have the front be a little bit stiffer than the back so it bites first. In the ride height, instead of having it all the way up, I'm going to go ahead and basically slam it here. Have 17 front, 18 rear. You could go lower, you could keep it a little bit higher. But the most important thing we're going to touch here is the damping values. That's right. If we take a look here, we have rebound and bump stiffness, and these are the default values of this truck from the factory. And it's pretty not good. And what most people like to do with these kinds of vehicles that have bad landings is give really high rebound stiffness. So let's see what happens here. I'll also go for high bump stiffness. This is basically what you would do for a hypercar for off-roading. Say the Pininfarina 2,000 horsepower electric car for S1 off-road racing. And then I'm going to adjust our differential here so that we actually have the ability to hold corner angle. Instead of just kind of falling all over ourselves. How is our 0 to 16, 0 to 100? It was fine where it was. So now we're going to slam down, and we have basically supercar levels of damping. This kind of works on the hypercars, and it also works on anything that gets pretty bad landings. So let's see how it does for this kind of a truck. A trophy truck that should be good on landings, but has that aforementioned bug. It's a little bit improved, but we see the main issue with this suspension now that the damping is higher. We're just skimming across the ground. Now, it's true that this happens also on sports cars, but it's less noticeable there. Here, though, we have another issue entirely. Our suspension is now staying collapsed, and you've got to reset your truck or just hope that it gets uncollapsed. So, I'll go for one more funny big jump here, but then I will fix that. There is a way to fix it. We actually landed that jump pretty okay. So let's restart the event and do the damping values that you should actually do. This truck is a bit weird. And the way the damping values are supposed to work is the more travel you have, the softer you should go. But here it's weird. You want to be like around the middle. So I'm going to go 6 on the front, and I'm going to go 7 on the rear. Because it's the rear that has the issues that I've noticed. So I'm going to have the stiff rear and softer front. Likewise for down here, 5 front, 6 rear. I'm not going to change anything else. Let's see what happens. We should no longer have that weird suspension issue. But we should also have better landings than stock and not get randomly flipped up, you know? With a very controllable landing there, we lost some speed, but that is unfortunately the trade-off you have to do with this truck. You can see now the suspension actually does animate. It's not stiff all the time. We're going to lose speed, but we don't just die. Let's do one more landing over here and fine-tune these numbers a bit more. We saw there, even though we lost speed, we kept control. So we'll restart again. If we go lower to have better turning handling, it'll work, but it will also make it worse on the landing. So it is a trade-off. Do we want to go for better landings for cross country, or do we want to have good control for, you know, what it's supposed to be doing, like good dirt racing, good off-road racing? Well, this time I've raised it a little bit more by 0.5 in every category. We're going to be a little bit worse on flat ground, but hopefully be better at landing these bigger flat jumps. That time we only lost about 12 miles an hour, so that's way better. And you could solve this a little bit more by having higher ride height, but I have the lower ride height mostly for me because it hides the stiff suspension and it just kind of looking like a matchbox. Ideally it would be lower, but you do need some ride height for cross country. So like this would kind of be your ideal, like, you know, El Descenso or like Las Dunas tune where, you know, you're going to be good for the high speed with your high low drag trophy truck here. High top speed, low drag trophy truck. But now we have good landings. It doesn't cart us off in random directions. We still lose a little bit of speed, but this would be a tune I'm happy with taking on races. You know, we are controllable on the dirt, and we can land big jumps. We do slide around a little bit, but the differential settings we applied and our anti-roll bars do help counteract that a little bit. So let's do one more big landing here. We still have a lap time collision thing, but of course this truck's never going to be good for rivals, so like, would you notice that lap time collision? Unless it slows you down in, like, you know, Horizon Open. That would just be stupid, but I don't think it will. So let's go ahead and quit out of this event. Now maybe what I was saying before, the higher ride height would counteract that. If you don't mind the weird animation of just looking stiff all the time. But now let's go for the other direction. What if we want just good handling for dirt circuits and stuff like that? I do have another tune for this truck. This tune is just 1250 horsepower. Heavy wheels, big heavy wheels. No brake upgrade, stock brakes. I have another tune. What the heck is it? I wish it would sort by like category as well as manufacturer. Like, you know, it would have all the Ford hatchbacks in one area, all the Ford off-road trucks in this area, all the Ford supercars in this area. But no, it's got to be special. It's not even alphabetical. Anyways, we're going to hop into this tune here. This is a lightness tune. This is as light as it could be while being all-wheel drive and having the handling parts. So, now we have less horsepower. We have less gears. We have a different tune here. And this damping is 4.5, 4 all around. We have brakes. We have differential. I'm going to go to a different track over here to show that this is a really, really good dirt tune. What's a good dirt tune? Ah, yes. Let's go to Mulahe. I really never done a rivals time here. I've never done a rivals time on this track of the A-Class. Okay. My first one here is going to be in the number 11. Let's go. That surprises me. Oh, yes. Look at that. You can see the clear mesh spiking on the front axle, too. It's done that in every game it's been in. But it's, like, more noticeable here because the suspension is so sus. It's like, wait, is that also a cause of it? I mean, it might be. It would not surprise me at all. So this is a lightness tune. I have box size rear wheels and tires, with the biggest size front wheels and tires. So that this way we actually have really good turn in, can hold a good angle, and, you know, let us have an enjoyable driving experience in this truck for dirt racing. And over those humps and bumps and stuff, this truck is handling great. It could get away with more power by, you know, taking off the brakes and using heavy wheels, but like, for this kind of driving, this is perfect. I have not lost a race in this, guys, without being rammed by some tryhard. Now it's harder to notice on this track, but even with this truck's low suspension and squishy damping settings, we actually do still get the weird suspension stiffening up bug above 120 miles an hour. Alright, don't care. Don't notice it too much here, but definitely when you want to go in for a turn, you're going to feel that the back end is way too much extended, and it's going to slide more than you feel. It can't help on this track to help you, you know, get that checkpoint perfect, but on some tracks where you want like more stability, this is just not the truck for you. But You know, if you can deal with it by, you know, sliding it into a checkpoint, then this is a great handling truck right now. So there you go. In order to get the most out of this truck, you just have to make it not be like this truck. Right now, I've basically given this the handling characteristics of Subaru, and it's doing pretty good. Dang. I'll go for one more lap just to have a clean run here. And for the off-road tune, we gotta turn it into a supercar instead of a trophy truck. Gotta give it really stiff suspension to land the big jumps. And for dirt racing, you gotta give it really low suspension, but squishy suspension. It is a crying shame that the developers sleep on this vehicle so hard that, like, it legitimately feels broken in stock configuration. But oh well. I guess that's what tuners like me are here for. Show you how to fix your favorite vehicle. Well, maybe this isn't your favorite vehicle, but you know what I mean. A vehicle that should be one of Horizon's favorites, because it's like, you know, the Baja 1000 winner in Mexico, home of the Baja 1000. Should be like on the cover page, or like be featured a lot more. Instead, it's like already forgotten about, even though we're in the launch game list, you know? Anyways, there's a lap time, 13.3. I'm sure that's pretty terrible, but oh well, it's what I'm gonna put up. There's probably some try-hard method you could do for, you know, putting in the TVR V12 to get, like, you know, lower in the class to get more power later. But I found this to be good. It's especially good with this vehicle because the supercharger is free. The supercharger adds no weight. If I go over here, go naturally aspirated, and then go back to supercharger, watch your vehicle weight. No change. The supercharger is literally completely free. How does that work? You're adding an intercooler too. Or is the stock intake really that heavy? I don't think so. This is just a racing 7. In this case, 7.8 liter V8. You know, we're good for, you know, 1,000 odd horsepower stock, or with all motor. 1,080 horsepower. The racing 7.2 V8 is good for 1,040 horsepower, so it's basically the same engine. But I don't think the racing 7.2 V8 gets the supercharger for free. What's your vehicle that gets the racing 7.2 V8? Ah, yes. Of course, everybody's favorite. I need to remember the brand. I know it's something stupid. Here we go. Lincoln Co. If I go over here, yep, this is a hot hatch. But in our engine swaps, we do in fact have the racing 7.2 liter V8. So let's see here. Yep, adding the supercharger here does increase weight. So I don't know what makes the number 11 Ford so special. But, yeah. By the way, this is such a disappointing car. You can almost let it be A-class, off-road race tires, heavy rims, stock, everything else, with the stock 7.2 V8. It's like 1 or 2 points too high to stay in the A-class. It's so sad. It would be such a ridiculous hot hatch. Anyways. That's it. Enough of my rambling. Basically, go poke dials. Yay. Why is it so bad stock? Because the developers forgot it existed. That's legitimately the only answer I could think of. So. Oh well. that's it for now. If you have another car that is neglected by Forza team from standard, let me know, and I'll do another quick tune video just like that for that vehicle as well. That's it for now. Thanks for getting out. I will see you all in the future. Goodbye, everybody. Let's go ahead and send it off the berm, the big hill. Wee. We're gonna land on a shed. Oh, we missed it. That was a good landing, all things considered. See, the damping values really do work. Goodbye, everybody.